Bruce over here.
Sorry.
Your top line obviously didn't have any points the last few games. They each had a goal tonight. Can you just talk about the difference they made tonight?
Well, listen, Toronto did a good job with them. There was, they got frustrated a few times, but they stuck with the program. Even the games they've been quiet in terms of stats on the sheet they've been generating. So that was asked this morning. Are they getting frustrated? I think there's always a certain level of that when you're used to getting production, and they got it back tonight. Bergie got a big goal there to get us going again, and obviously Pastas was just a great forecheck. Smart hockey. Play behind their D when you have a lead. A goal that they can score, and sometimes the skilled group will get away from. They won't want to chip it and chase it and win a puck on the forecheck. They'll want to make plays. And I think that's where they got away from their game a little bit, because they wanted to make plays to score. They got back to their nuts and bolts and how they can play. They can do it either way. They win a puck and then they get it to the right guy and he buries it. So I was happy for them. Listen, they're big producers for us. They have been all year. We've got good support this series, but they were guys that kind of got us started and did a good job finishing it.
Oops. Butch, even before Torrey got the equalizer there, I was thinking this is a team that needs a Recchi moment, and then DeBrusk gets that goal. Did his goal remind you of Recchi in terms of, just gnarly?
I'm not sure the foot speed is equivalent, Kevin, but no disrespect to Mark, who's a Hall of Famer. But, getting inside position. He played his off wing a lot, and finding a hole. Goal scorer's goal, right? I mean, you quick release, fight for your ice. So, a lot of similarities. And it'd be nice if Jake had a career like Mark. It would be good for him, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But like I said, he's had a real good year and a real good playoff, and he's comfortable, confident in his game, playing with good veteran guys that have pulled these young guys along. But it was a big one for us, and we needed it, so timing was excellent.
What does the strong play from the younger guys speak to, the leadership and how, they kind of brought some of the young guys along?
Well, I think it was well documented this year. We had good production from our young guys, a number of them. We play them regularly, give them lots of responsibility. But, the backstory to that is the veteran leaders, the guys the big brothers. Backus and Nash with Heinen and Bergie with Bjork at the start of the year, and Kretsch with DeBrusk, and Charlie, and Z and Grizzlich with like every guy seems to have a support person there that's been there and done it. And we're not here without the core group, obviously, but we've supplemented them well with some good young guys that can play and that are respectful, that want to learn. And that's part of it. You can be good, but if you don't want to learn, obviously the veteran guy is after a while we'll say, hey, if this guy doesn't want it, then we'll just move along. So that's the other part. You got to be willing to learn, and they have been.
In back?
Bruce Beck here. Can you talk about what a game like this that Jake had can do for a young guy like that?
Well, we'll see going forward, right? I mean, obviously it helps. You're a young guy. You want to prove yourself. You want to be known as – all the guys want to be known as guys that can play in the big moments. And obviously you got Stanley Cup champions in the room. They've proven that. I mean, you got to prove it over and over, don't get me wrong, but they have that on their resume. And these are the kinds of games Jake wants. And, we talk about Jake, but Danton Heinen scored a big goal for us earlier. I thought it was his hardest game on the puck in a long time. And he wanted a spot back. And we've talked about that with the young guys too, giving them rope and then, pulling them back a little. And we've gotten good responses from them. So we'll see where it goes for Jake. We need him to score. He's on a scoring line, and he's become a better 200-foot player as well. Happy for him. Again, we'll see where it leads.
Jimmy, then Matt.
Coach, Torrey scores that goal. He comes by the bench, and he's like this, and he's saying, let's go. What's that like on the bench for them, and just the way you're feeling it there?
Yeah, as a player, listen, you want the guys to get you going. As a coach, you're kind of in your own moment then, thinking, okay, what's the next line matchup? We got to continue the momentum. We've been scored on after goals a lot this series, so I'm in a different place than Torrey is, So those are stuff when you watch the game after you miss and then you see it. And good for him. I think Torrey had some good looks. He had one that sat on the goal line. He had one the guy robbed him just before they scored the shorty. So, he was active offensively, so he needed that goal for himself, and it was great timing for the club.
Matt?
Bruce, what was your
frame of mind when you see Tuukka's save percentages in the 60s and you're behind, and just, you know, your thought process and how he was playing?
Well, we play for one another, Matt, and we have all year. So, listen, you want your goalie to be at his best. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, I'll say that. That's stating the obvious. But I think our guys were comfortable with where we were. We knew we could get some by him. We got 3 by him at the time. He got hot there in the second period, so we stuck with it. But I don't think there was a doubt that, you know, if we got ourselves back tighter in the lead, that Tuukka would be fine down the stretch. The guys have confidence in our goaltending. They have all year. And both goalies, obviously big moments. There's a lot of pressure on them, and we saw it at both ends. So at the end of the day, he found his game. And, you know, like I said, we picked each other up, and off we went.
Take 2 more from Rich and Mick.
Yeah, Bruce, you saw a lot of Tampa in the last month or so. Does that kind of give you a little bit of a leg up going into the series now?
Well, they've had some time to rest, and if they had any injuries, probably get a little healthier. But that's the advantage of winning in 5. You know, if we had done the same thing, then we would have that advantage as well. So, but, you know, for us, I guess going into it Saturday, we are battle tested now, and we got to bring that mentality, you know, into the next round. As far as seeing them the last, I think 3 times in the last month, that will clearly help our preparation. That's the one positive. So we're familiar with their players after the deadline. They changed a bit of their roster, obviously. So for us, that will definitely help going in. You know, we've played them well. I think our guys will be confident in that end. Listen, 2 good teams again. We just got to be ready. I think the message tonight was you need to enjoy this. It's part of the playoff process. Enjoy the win tonight, decompress tomorrow, and then let's get back on the ice Friday and get ready to go and do what we have to do and to prepare for Tampa.
You alluded to this, the situation where Krug gets stopped by Anderson, and then they get their shorthanded goal right off of that play. Without the magical 4-on-4 turnaround of the third period, that's probably the key play of the game. I mean, you think if you scored that goal and your team got that one, you'd be thinking 9 out of 10 times you win that hockey game, right?
Well, if we're going into the lead with a third period, we've been very good at that. That number I do know. We haven't lost in regulation. So yes, if you flip the switch on those goals, we feel pretty good about ourselves. But I'm sure they felt good about themselves too. They score a shorthanded goal, and you see something that rarely happens. Brad Marchand lost a puck battle, so they're probably pretty excited about themselves, and they should be at that time. But you know, we had to do what we did between periods, and off we went.
Thanks, everyone. Bergeron and Krejci will be up